Now, your work around visitor experience, audience development, and measuring impact through analytics is really fascinating. I mean, it's not the typical corporate analytics use case, at least to my experience. Now, can you talk about what you are seeing in this space? Like, how are you thinking about using data to enhance human experience, whether that's in exhibitions, programs, or any other context?
Sure. Yeah, I've worked in retail, food service, financial services, and affiliate marketing. And to be honest, they have all been pretty similar. Ultimately, we're trying to get customers to buy more or use more products. With businesses grappling with whether you can focus on both recruitment through, say, introductory offers and retention through some sort of loyalty offering at the same time. When, of course, there isn't an infinite amount of marketing or tech budget to spend. So the biggest change, I think, is the closer alignment of data and technology. So, back when I first started out working for that home shopping company with physical catalogues that would be sent to customers and a call centre which they would phone up, to make an order. You could pay for your goods over 20 weeks, and with a lot of consumers unable to gain credit elsewhere, the only real competition was other catalogue companies. And then fast forward less than 20 years, and that company no longer has a physical catalogue and is, I think, the UK's biggest online retailer. Still offering credit, but with competition from pretty much everywhere. And it's similar with financial services, with customers mainly self-serving online, and having so much more choice.
That's an incredible transformation. I mean, from physical catalogs to the UK's biggest online retailer. So the customer experience fundamentally changed, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that customer experience now is mainly driven by technology, and the businesses who are truly doing it well are using data to inform the technology and understand it. And then in another previous organisation, I've seen this work not so well, when new technology was driven only by the tech department and some crucial things were potentially going to be missed. So, for example, they'll be able to see how many customers had done or not done thing X, but crucially not which customers. So this meant the business wouldn't have been able to understand how the best customers or those with the highest potential future value were using the product. So in terms of whether it's helping drive future value, they would be in the dark. Now, ultimately, we were able to influence that and get some changes made. But it was really hard work convincing some people that the tech solution needed to be bigger than originally designed.
So they were building technology without even thinking about the data that they would need to measure success. Now, that's a classic disconnect.
Yeah, exactly. And in this example, I think that disconnect was similar to the point I made earlier. So more focus on building the immediate product than the future commercial implication. But as I say, we were ultimately able to overcome this through communication. And then, at other times, I've had my data team working alongside the tech team with the data professionals involved in all elements, from choosing the tech solution to measuring the impact and future value. And it was much smoother with both teams learning from each other and ultimately, developing a better product.
Now, that sounds like the ideal setup, like when both teams are involved from the very beginning.
Exactly. And I think, a few years ago, we had the big data science trend, didn't we, where data finally, felt front and centre after being a background department for far too long. And I think we're now seeing a similar thing happening with developers. Where developers are now being the group everyone wants more of. But in reality, we need both working together to develop better products for customer experience.